Welcome to Talking Roadmaps, where today we've got another interesting conversation with one of the speakers at Product World EU, where I'm going to be emceeing the event. Alex, who are you?
Hi, Phil. Hey, everybody. So I'm Alex Veale. I'm a principal product manager. Work at a company called Kaluza, which is a energy intelligence platform, helping energy companies make cleaner, smarter systems for all their customers. I've worked in that intersection of business and technology for about 10 years now, in product for about 6. And I guess I would consider my product superpower navigating the complex product initiatives where stakes are high and resources are tight.
Cool. And so what problem are you going to be addressing in your talk?
So in relation to my role and my experience, it's really talking about the scaling paradox. So as product leaders, we often have to, juggle different priorities, stakeholders, needs, often with pretty much fixed headcount and timelines. And it's how do we navigate doing more with less without burning our teams out.
So what's the myth or common belief about that challenge, or that you're going to challenge in your talk?
So I guess with that, right, that it's often seen to scale impact, you often need to scale headcount. So scope increases, the team increases. That's kind of like how it has been. But oftentimes, the challenge, as I say, is always how can you do more with the same amount of people you have? And repeatability in the product is really key to that. And good product management is finding the way to address that challenge. I think even so, right, the challenge that comes with that is how do you maintain quality? How do you ensure that you keep communication clear? And I guess with the wave of AI that's coming in, there is an opportunity there to not see it as a bolt-on initiative, but instead, how can you embed it in your workflows effectively to support you with some of that cognitive heavy lifting that you might have as a product person.
I think you've already hinted at an answer to my next question of what do most people think is the solution? It sounds like you're saying it's adding more headcount. Why doesn't that work then?
It can work, but often I guess, hiring is slow, expensive, no guarantees, that you're going to, hire the right people, you'll do your best there. The other things you can, of course, do is, when you're managing those triple constraints of scope, time and resource, you touched on resource, hire in more people. Scope, you can, of course, cut scope, but oftentimes that's going to hurt your business goals, impact the value of the products that your customer gets. And I guess the other one really is brute force, where, you keep those things steady, but you throw more effort at it with the people that you have. People work overtime, but ultimately they're going to burn out. The decision quality you have is going to lower. So I guess there are other options, but none of them are perfect. So what can you do within those constraints?
So why are you credible to answer this? How did you earn or learn this knowledge that you've got?
So, as you said, they'd be speaking at the Product World event. And what really stood out to me there is it's pitched at people who have lived experiences in the product world. So for me, that's the case here. Like I will be talking through a real case study of where I have gone through a series of high pressure initiatives, focusing on how we've scaled our product from the UK into the Australia market and everything that's come with that, and how I've then used tools, that AI has brought us to experiment, learn, fail fast, and then understand how I can really find value from those tools in the role that I do. So sharing some case studies and what's worked and what hasn't for me through that lived experience.
Love it. And so if somebody applies your ideas well, what actually changes?
So I think the product leader role goes through some change. You go from often being seen as a bottleneck in some decision-making processes and, waiting for detail on what direction you need to give to your team, to focusing more on the strategic side of product management, focusing on the customer and the outcomes that you need to deliver in the product, and, I think I mentioned earlier, but really tackling that cognitive load challenge that you will have, improving your decision quality. And I think really shifting back to the human relationships in the role of product, really, and how you handle going faster with the people that you have more effectively.
So where and when can people catch your session?
Yeah, so I'll be on the main conference hall stage on day 2 of the Product World Conference from 11 till 11:30 a.m. Really looking forward to seeing lots of people there and hearing about their experiences too. And yeah, really keen to share mine with the attendees.
I'm looking forward to seeing you there too, Alex. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Phil.